Look, check this out. I was sitting here thinking today, right? And I was saying to myself, there's no way out of the matrix. Death is the only way out of the matrix. And listen, this is what I mean when I say there's no way out of the matrix. As I got up to go to work this morning, I understand what awaits me this week. I understand exactly what's waiting on me this week, day by day by day. All right. I'm going to be honest. I am burned out. I'm burned out. All right. So I worked Saturday. I worked Sunday. And I worked yesterday, which was Monday. And I stopped early yesterday. I got out yesterday at 5 o'clock. I said, man, flip it. I left at 5. I've been sitting in this truck now for a good 20 minutes outside of this property. Flip it. All right. I'm to the point now, I don't even answer my phone no more. I don't care. We toward the end of August. Only thing I gotta do is make it through September, make it through October. In November, everything would just pretty much be on its way slowing down. All right. Because listen, next year, everything will change. I'm changing everything next year. I'm changing a lot of stuff next year. And on top of that, I'm dropping 15 properties at the end of this year. And I hope what happened always happened. 10 people moved out. So I'm fixing to go from 105 properties down to 80. And listen to me. And I'm raising prices along with that. And from spring of 2026 on out, you guys are really fixing to pay me. Look. And then look, again, this is what I was thinking today while I was cutting this grass. I was like, man, there's no way out the matrix. I said, man, I remember being at my full-time job, sweating, working. I remember sitting down on top of that warship I was building. I was on I remember being all the way at the top. And I remember I sat down and opened my cooler. I'm looking at it now. I looked all the way over that shipyard. I said, boy, look, when I leave here, I'm going to sit in my truck and eat lunch. And I'm going to be on my own time. And I'm going to put all this behind me. Now, as I sit... like, listen, bro. Look, see, things nobody tell you about entrepreneurship, right? And they both have their pros and cons. There's nothing wrong with a full-time job if you can get you a full-time job to make the kind of money you want to make. Let's say you get you a full-time job, you're making $200,000 a year, and you work 40 hours, and you home on a weekend. That's pretty cool. Like, I'm not gonna leave that. That's easy. Full-time jobs I had to work 7 days a week, and I ain't even make 100,000. I had to work 7 days a week and still didn't make 100,000. I've never, come to think of it, I've never made $100,000 on the job. I think the closest I got was to like 90 something. All right. Okay. Then you'll look at that and be like, man, if I had my own business, man, screw all this. There's perks to come to a job, and there's perks to come with entrepreneurship. And I'm starting to realize I don't like either one. Flip both of them. See, either you're going to take the blue pill or you're going to take the red pill. Most guys take the blue pill. And they take the blue. When you take the red pill, you understand everything for what it is. And that is when you have to make peace with yourself. You pretty much have to be a warrior in a tea shop or a china shop or a glass house, whatever it is. And you have to understand your true power and your true potential. Because running a business, you wear many hats. Running a business, you wear a bunch of hats. Look, if you can't manage money, your business fixing to teach you how to manage it because you're fixing to go belly up. If you don't understand scheduling, your business will teach you scheduling. If you don't understand your limits, your business will teach you your limits. See, I understand I don't have time for nothing but work and my family. That is it. I don't have time for nothing else. And people, man, bro, why don't you do that? Why don't you? A good friend of mine I know, he started a Bible study on Tuesday nights, right? And he texted me last week, say, man, why don't you come? And then it's again tonight. Now, most Christian guys would be like, bro, you need to shut down. You need to go to that. And I be want to strangle people when they tell me that. I really just be want to grab them by the throat. And I want to grab them by the throat and bring them on the edge of, I want to bring them to the edge of death. And I want to let go. I want to strangle them and bring them all the way to the edge of death. And right before they fixing to leave earth, I let their throat go. And they do that right there. When you strangling them and they trying to breathe, and then you finally let them go and they go, because see, the reality is, a lot of these guys, they get into the position they need to be in. After all they done sacrifice, and then they'll tell you what it is that you need to do, not understanding your predicament or situation. And I don't explain it to them no more, because I really don't give a flip. I really don't give a flip what you think or what you assume. At this point in life, flip it. I don't even care anyway. God just left a message on my phone talking about his property overgrown. He just bought a house he needed done. I don't give a flip. I don't give a flip. Because number one, I can't get over there. I can't. No, I won't make it, man. I don't even about to take this call and pretend like I can make it. Well, I know I can't make it. Back to the guy with the whole Bible study thing on Tuesday. Now, that's fine. I understand what it is, you want to do. You want to get together and have Bible study. That's fine. But what you have to understand, I am stretched paper thin, okay? I have built a house of cards, of paper, of the Jenga blocks, and it's coming down. It's coming down because I had the intentions of building all this and having help. But after I realized, bro, you can't find help. You can't find help. I can't find help. So once I realized that, I said, you know what? I'm going to just tough it out until the end of the year. And now I'm struggling to make it to the end of the year. And now I've gotten to the point to where I'm burned out and I don't even care anymore. I really don't. I really don't care to return phone calls at this moment. I don't care to take on new work at this moment. And as of right now, I'm ready to throw hands with just about anybody. I'm ready to throw hands with anybody. Anybody say anything wrong, fire them. That's just what it is. Because I see the mistake I made this year. I see the mistake I made. But next year, everything will change. But this is just me venting. That's all it is. I'm stressed out. I'm stretched thin. And I got a birthday coming up this weekend. Guess what I'm doing on my birthday? I'm working. Well, man, why are you working? Man, you ain't got to work. I don't have to work. But if I don't get the stuff I need to get done this week, I got to push it over into next week. And, we got the storm coming. And that's just going to throw everything off. I cannot have 105 properties on 1 week. It just won't work. Well, bro, why don't you just get it whenever you can get it? And I said that, and I said to myself, self, just do whatever it is you have to do to make it to November. And once you make it to November, prepare for next spring. And then, and only then, will things change. I made the mistake of booking all the work. I made the mistake of taking on 105 properties. I made the mistake of assuming and thinking, bro, you can just hire help. You can hire help. Yes, you can hire help. And you will be firing that help next week because a lot of guys can't take the heat. Now, I've been sitting in this truck now for 45 minutes. I have 2 properties back to back. This property is a $100 property. One across the street is $65. I normally have both of these done in about an hour and 10 minutes. I could have had the other one finished, done, and this one halfway. But I just been sitting here reflecting and thinking. I said, man, bro, just swallow all these pills. The problem will go away. I said, bro, if you just swallow all these pills, drink this Powerade, and you'll take a nap. Bro, I won't take a nap. 9 times out of 10, I will be leaving Earth. Hey, look, listen. I remember I was watching this, look, if he watched this flip. If he watched it, I don't give a flip. He put it out there. I remember I was watching this business owner. He would, boy, look, his business was growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. It consumed him. So his wife told him, look, I'm taking the kids and we're leaving. And you have to figure this out. And it got to the point he wanted to chew on his pistol. And when somebody say they're gonna chew on a pistol, look, he let his business, look, when I heard that, boy, I couldn't do nothing but laugh. I said, man, that man let his clients run him over. He done let it get his business get to the point where it's strangling them. And I understand. Look, I'm not taking my own life. I will fire you before I let that happen. I'm not doing it. The crazy amount of calls I've gotten yesterday, it's mind-blowing. Mr. Gibson, can you cut the grass shorter? I'm going over there and I'm scalping that yard. They asked me to cut the grass shorter. I told my buddy, I'm making my business to scalp that yard. Hey, man, don't look like you cut the grass. But you want it cut lower? Nah, the tenant that's written said they ain't seen you. So if the tenant say I didn't come, that mean I didn't come. Hey, Mr. Gibson, you remember I told you I bought another house and I was trying to see if you can come cut it. I'm stretched thin, bro. Who told you to buy another house? Find somebody else to cut it. Hey, bro, I want to meet you at the house, man. I want some extra stuff done. I got 5 calls like that yesterday. I flip it. I've been taking my time all day. Flip these properties. Flip it. Flip this junk. And you get to the point where you say, flip the money. Man, flip the money. You say, flip the money. You making good, man, bro. You making good money. But you don't understand. You know, I wear this monkey suit 7 days a week. It feels like I'm in prison in this truck. Every day. Monday, before the sun come up Monday, I'm right here. When the sun is going down, I'm headed home. And I'm making videos to stay sane. I mean, it's prison, bro. Hey, look, I just ran in the store to get me something to snack on. And when I was walking back to my truck, I did this. I said to myself, bro, this stressing you out. I said, man, it is. Oh, man. Let me go.